Yes, 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 y'all. To the beach, y'all. Greetings, greetings, everybody. It's the Guvna. Y'all see, man, we just gonna keep elevating the show, man. There's a little dead time in the past few episodes, man. So I figured what better than to do is I'm gonna talk to a lot of musicians and whatnot than to go ahead and play some music in the background, you know what I mean? Current song playing, Bilal, off the first one, second album called Sometimes. My favorite jam off that album. And without further ado, I'm gonna bring in my partner. You'll see. Y'all just bear with us and just jam my partner on here. Hey, brother, hey, can you hear me? I need to hear you connect your audio on there. Give you an option on there to connect to your audio. You can hear me, right? I need to hear you. We just got to connect you. Make sure you get your, I need your sound on there. There should be an option that says something about connect to audio. We'll keep the music going until we get my partner on here, y'all. Y'all just bear with us.
Top 1, 2, 3, check 1, 2, 3, check.
Oh, I hear you. Oh, you had it. You had it.
Oh, okay, I'm good. Do I just leave it on here like this?
You do that and then share the video. Just get your video on and we're good. We got the audio. We hear you. You good?
Yeah, can you see me?
Oh, we on and popping. You
all
know,
right.
I had while we were getting that together, I had to get that Bilal going for you. You know what I mean?
you know how to get a player in the mood, huh?
Hey, man. Hey, let me go ahead and turn him off. Ladies and gentlemen, let me pause Bilal. All right, y'all. This is Jay Tronius, and you will once again Gabbin with the Guvna. This is episode 7. I've got a very, very brilliant musician, a very close friend of mine with me today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Stacey Wade. How you doing today, Stacey?
Man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be lucky number 7.
that is a great number. And I think that was track 7 on that album now that I think about it.
But come through with the knowledge.
You dig. Hey, man, so without further ado, man, tell everybody who you are, where you at, where you're from, and what you about, brother.
Well, man, first of all, I'm just I'm a follower of the truth, a seeker of the truth, a follower of the true one. First of all, my name is Stacey. I'm a keyboard player. I was born in Dallas, Texas, but I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. But also, I'm a citizen of the world.
Yes,
I feel comfortable anywhere. You know what I mean? So that's first and foremost. Been playing for Al Green since I was like 19. Which was a really life-changing situation. And I was also blessed to do some other things with a lot of very cool people I'm sure we'll get into later in this interview. But, that's it in a roundabout way, that's an overall overview of myself. You know what I mean? Of course, you know me much more personally, you know what I'm saying? Because I was in for your band, for a couple of years, which is something I'm very proud of because I think we changed the landscape for those couple of years on what we was doing and the type of music and how we was doing it. So I'm very proud to add that to my resume as well.
Right on there. You do me a favor. You back that camera up because they need to see that face. They need to see that face and that monster beard you got. Now we beard gang. Now we beard gang.
Bro, I had just cut mine off. I was looking like the Black ZZ Hill. You know what I'm saying? But I had cut mine off just to do some regrouping or whatever. But that thing, I looked around, that thing grew back real quick.
Hey, that means that they want to be there. They want to be there, man. So yes, y'all. So we can say you are definitely a citizen of the world. You a Memphis man for sure. And what
Yeah, for
other better
sure.
way to be a Memphis man than to be behind one of the Memphis men of all time, the
For sure.
Reverend. Now, we get the crazy story we got, if when I first we met in Boston, of course, through the Berklee College of Music experience. Um, Anybody knew before you got to Boston, if anybody knew me, they knew I talked about two main musical groups, and that would be Jodeci and Al Green. People knew how much I loved Al Green. I've shared this with you in my first, listening experiences of me having the cassette tape of the "I'm Still in Love with You" album that I played
Yep.
a lot growing up as a kid in this
Yep.
same house, as a matter of
Wow.
fact.
Wow. Wow.
And so people knew that story. People knew that story. Me always pushing rewind on "Simply Beautiful," that being my favorite album of all time. So people knew, our mutual friend Andrew Marsh knew how
Yep.
much
Homie,
Al
what's
Green.
up, Marsh?
Shouts out to Andrew. He knew how much that meant to me, and he had to be the first one to tell me you were coming before you were coming. I knew it was real special. You were a pivotal point in my career in a lot of senses in that full circle, man. But of course, that bridge is music that brings us together.
Of
Tell us
course.
about, but beyond you having that experience, tell us your journey of music. Where did it start? Where did it lead, and where is it going?
Well, wow. I'm gonna try to paraphrase this thing. You know
Take
what I
your
mean?
time. Take your time. We in no rush.
Well, it started, man. Music for me started as soon as I got out the womb. 'Cause I come from a very musical family. My grandfather was one of the first black college professors in the South. He
Nice.
taught music. He was also a minister, but he could, as one dude said, he could read the hair off a dog's dick. it's
That's some country
like,
shit. That's
his sight reading was, and what I mean by that, his sight reading was so cold. You know what I'm saying? He had hymns he'd never seen before, a piece of music he'd never seen before. He'd read it from top to bottom. That's still one of my goals. You know what I'm saying? That's still like, I ain't even there yet. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going in that direction. You know what I mean? But he used to be on the organ, not even the Hammond organ, like the Allen pipe organ with 3 levels. Yeah,
big old pipes.
and the concave footboard that go like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They go with the concave. So when he would play those hymns, and I would just be on the side of him, just looking at his feet. You know what I'm saying? Or just watching him play, and just watching him control the whole service. So like I knew that's what I wanted to be then. I just didn't know how to articulate.
Yeah.
So just growing up and just I've always sang too. So singing, of course, growing up in the church, you had to sing, get in the choir, sing your little solos. You know what I'm saying? And that always gravitated towards. I was always doing that. And then actually, I might have taken a stab at piano lessons when I was younger. Never really took it serious until about 15 when I met my big brother William Graves. And for people who don't know, William Graves is a musician out of Memphis. Very, very talented brother. It's like my mentor, my big brother. Like I learned like so much about life and music with him. And like that's when I really just started like going to sleep at the piano, like you know what I'm saying, listening to Brian McKnight, like really just trying to chase that thing. Cause I don't even know if I felt like a late bloomer. Maybe I did, because I was around so many. I was also, when I first started playing, I was singing in this gospel group. This dude, rest in peace, his name Shay Norman, also from Memphis. He used to be he was on Fred Hammond's label for a while.
Oh wow.
Fred Hammond's MD. You know what I'm saying? But he was he had a community choir. So like when I first really started playing, like was playing silver and gold and like you know what I'm saying, by Kurt, I'm talking about 3-finger chords, you know what I'm saying? And like
Yeah.
my friends would kind of make fun of me a little bit. They was like, man, you better sit your behind down. These folk gonna come cut your head, you know, because Memphis is very competitive, like with music. I promise you, you throw a rock, you'll hit a musician. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about a cold. You throw a rock, you hit a cold musician. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you be at? Just be in the house, cold as a mug. So it was a lot of that going on. But man, like I took to it once I got under Gray's wings. I took to it like a fish, you know, in water. You know what I'm saying? And I ran with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, we would do. We had a band called the band was called William Graves and Soul. And it had me, my high school friend, one of my best friends also. He a year younger than me. He was also my roommate. He was drums. And then I think at one point, the saxophone player, all of us lived in the same house together. You know what I'm saying? My apartment. So all of us, like, we didn't do nothing but music. Just building nothing, like probably playing 3 nights a week. You know what I'm saying? Like if we wasn't doing that, we was in rehearsal, like real deal. We didn't know it now, but it was a boot camp in sort of a way.
Yeah.
And then we had a guy, we would go into the studio and record music. And, you know, so like once that happened, and then, you know, I started taking classical studies, you know what I'm saying, like at the community college. All this was going on at the same time, just surrounding myself, you know what I'm saying? Like I was always trying to reach for more, like, cause you know, I would be around people that not only they could play like the R&B, but then they go and play a Bach prelude, you know what I'm saying? And then on Monday, we go swing our ass off at the North End playing jazz, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I always looked at music as a 360 thing, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just one thing. It was just 360 with me. Just good music was good music. You know what I mean?
So what it sounds like to me, man, is that number one, you were born into it, like you said, and then also in the American tradition of a badass black musician, you were thrown into the fire, not just in the church, but everywhere around you in the city of Memphis. Memphis was drenched in the music, and you drowned yourself in it and put yourself in that fire.
Pretty much, big homie. Like, I learned how to swim. Like my mother threw me in the deep end. That's how I learned how to swim, and that's how my music career.
Hey man, you know it's funny, man. I correlate that to you know, I worked there for a while. I worked for Rosetta Stone, right?
Oh yeah, well, I know. I remember.
And the one thing that they told us, like to tell everybody, was the best way you learn a language is dynamic immersion.
Yep.
So you have to completely immerse yourself into something to be about it. And
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Your dynamic immersion was in the music world. So you had a dynamic immersion, I like to call it.
See, I just learned something today. I like that, but that showed what it was, man. And it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. Some nights it kept me up. It gave me butterflies, but man, it was a beautiful thing, man. It was a beautiful thing.
Now, how did you connect to the Almighty Reverend Al Green? How did that happen?
Well, good story. So I was working at. I think I had went to college. This college called Texas College in Tyler, Texas, for like a year.
Wow.
To study under. Yeah. Tyler, boy, that Williams chicken, boy, but that's a whole nother story.
What you know about that? Yeah.
That's a whole other story. But so I went to study under another great Memphis musician, cold, well-rounded musician named Professor Ashley Davis. It was 2 brothers. They was out of Memphis, out of the CME Church. It was Adrian and Ashley. But I'm talking about all of them reading everything, playing everything. You know what I'm saying? Like just real authentic musicians, real solid. You know the type of musician I want to be. So I went over there to study under him, and to be honest, and be truthful, I really didn't take it as serious as I should have. You know what I'm saying? Because like you have to realize, like I'm probably like 17, 18. I just really started playing for real like 2 years ago. but I've already did a couple of classical recitals or whatever. But I didn't know how. I had another one of my professors. What's up, Dr. Pender? I'm gonna send this to you later. Shout out to Dr. Pender, he was a family friend, but he was my professor at the Southwest Community College. You know what I'm saying? And he used to baby me a lot. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting through these classical pieces. When I got to Texas College, it wasn't no baby. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no checking in like, oh, did you do this today? Did you practice this today? And long story short, I did a year, didn't work out, came back to Memphis, worked at this store called Strings and Things. And everybody from Memphis knows Strings and Things. It's a mom and pop store, but they supplied the whole Memphis. So at the time, it was me. I was working there. It was Jonathan Richmond. What's up, Jonathan? He's the MD for he been the MD for Angie Stone. He's the current MD for Eric Benet. What's up? I'm still looking for them. I'm still looking for them subs too. I ain't forgot what you said. And you know what I'm saying. So it was all of us and Tony Smith, who was the MD for Al Green at the time.
Yeah.
So we all working in the keyboard department. I think Tony working in guitars. But when we weren't selling keyboards, we just be shedding. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan be over there making beats. I'd be over there trying to get my little jazz shed on or whatever classical tune I'm working on. So but I really didn't know, to be honest. I really didn't know how heavy these dudes were. You know what I'm saying? They was just my coworker. I knew they was cold, but I didn't know they had work like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I went to lunch. And I came back, and Jonathan had that crazy. Jonathan came, no, you can't go. I was like, what you talking? You can't. You know what I'm saying? I just wait. He's like, no, you can't go. You know what I'm saying? I was like, Jonathan, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And then Tony was like, yo, you wanna, cause they knew I was solid. You know what I'm saying? Cause we had been playing around it, so they knew I could play. You know what I'm saying? I thank God every day they had trust in the young. Because I really didn't know that much that time either yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They can see me thirsty. So Tony was like, yo, you want to go on the road with Al Green? I was like, yeah, because you have to realize, like, I'm like maybe 17, 18, well, probably 18 going on 19. I didn't know dudes still working like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm like, cool. Like, I'm thinking, because I had already did the blues circuit. I'm thinking we're going to hit the little chilling circuit, you know what I'm saying? Like, get my little, man, I said, yeah, that's cool. He gave me the number to the manager, man. I picked up a check for like $1,700, about 14 songs. Yeah, we leaving next week. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
whoa.
But I have to, in hindsight, I have to also big up, that's my big brother. I love him to life. Because they really offered the gig to Jonathan. And Jonathan really didn't want to. Jonathan had some other things going on. Like he was like, man, nah, let my young guy take it. You know, even to this day when I see him, you know, he's still trying to give me gigs and stuff. So that's why I'm proud to be from Memphis, because I always had some real OGs hold down. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that happened though. So like it happened just like that. And then like, man, I think next week we was doing like the World Fair in California. You know what I'm saying? Like we went on tour. We went on tour. Hit the road. Gone.
Man, that's amazing, bro. That's amazing, man. God is good, and you know, it's like you could tell you were chosen for that. That's all. You know, it wasn't like you were looking for it. It looked for you. You know.
Yeah.
And, And that's the amazing thing. I mean, you knew you just wanted to play, but you just, you know, your passion for it and you digging into it. You know, you was already set up. You were set up from the get up. You dig? And that's crazy, man. Now, you did that for a while. You were on the road and, you know, traveling the world, doing this amazing thing with an R&B legend. And you decided to come to Berklee College of Music.
Whoa.
You know, a lot of people, man, a lot of people will go to Berklee in hopes to do what you were already doing.
Man, motherfuckers would be like, cats would be like, they'd be like, I'll be at Berklee. You know what I'm saying? When I get people would be like, why are you here? You know what I'm saying? Like, at my point, the way I was saying it was, this was cool. You know what I'm saying? We was touring, it was cool. But it was like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I still got the itch. You be like, man, there's got to be something else to do. you know what I'm saying, some more to do. Like, I'm thankful, but all this was just, that's like giving, just like throwing like a piece of steak to a hungry wolf. You know what I'm saying? And like not letting them get all of it. You know what I'm saying? That just made me hungrier. You know what I'm saying? But don't get me wrong, it was some moments, man, some magical moments playing behind dude. Like, I felt like it was an out of body experience because, like, I mean, you get to you know when a legend rocking when he started doing this thing and he like black out. You know what I'm saying? It's just straight legend talk. You be like, and then that's when I have an out of body experience. Like, man, I'm playing with the band. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was some really good times, but I was like, man, I need to put some more too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to play with one. I was the youngest dude in the band for a long time, by like 7 years. I was the youngest dude in the band. So like, I always craved to play with people my age or people younger than me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted us to get, so that was one thing. So like, it was a lot of factors that played into me, like going into Berklee. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but yeah, man, I filled out an application, bro. And the story about that, real quick, you know what I'm saying? Because you know I got a story for everything. Real quick, story about that. When I applied to Berklee, my transcript at Southwest Community College in Memphis was looking crazy because every time we'd go on tour, I wouldn't unlist. I just leave. Like, oh, I gotta play Jay Leno. I gotta play Ellen, man. You know what? I'm done this semester. I can't keep on going to school because my tour days started running concurrently back to back. So I was like, man, but I wouldn't unlist. So my transcript was like all F's, kinda. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like when I first applied, I had got denied. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got denied, and I was kind of like bummed out about it. And I think we played the Boston Marathon that year. You know what I'm saying? And they had us at the, you know what I'm talking about, because the Fairmont, you know, Fairmont Hotel across the street from we stayed at the Fairmont in Copley. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we played there. So I was kind of bummed out about it. And it was this dude. I'm gonna tell you how God worked. It was this dude in the band. He actually a preacher now. And he wasn't in the band for more than a year. You know what I'm saying? Dude in the band, he loved your boy. He said, man, y'all gonna let my boy in Berklee? You know, he Memphis nigga, North Memphis nigga. You know what I'm saying?
He got that country flair. He let him know.
Y'all gonna let my boy in Berklee? Man, one of the backhands heard him. Said, how did that happen? How did he not? Man, they gave me a number. I called that number. By the time I got home, I had an acceptance letter to Berklee.
Oh, they knew better. We know Berklee. Berklee knew that was.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure, yeah.
But for me, like I was feeling down because like I had got rejected. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get in. I knew I was gonna try again, but man, that all that really happened real crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like dude was there exactly for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't gonna say nothing. If it wasn't for dude, I wouldn't have got that number. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have got that call.
You know what's crazy, man, is like, and the stories were going around that, you know, a lot of badass musicians had got rejected. I heard Brian McKnight had got rejected from Berklee.
I can believe it. Well, really?
That will go. But we're gonna move on from there. Let's move. You know, it's interesting, man. So yeah, we had you, man, and we became Berklee family, man, and
yeah.
And you also, man, I'm always appreciative, man. You know, ever since we got tight, you always brought me into your world with Al and them. And
oh yeah.
And I got some amazing experiences with y'all throughout the years. You
done hit a couple of concerts with us, huh?
Yeah, man.
You was with us when we played Carnegie Hall when we all had tuxedos. You remember?
I remember that, and like I shouted out when nobody else was supposed to, and he called me out, and I was just so excited. He called me out in front of everybody in Carnegie Hall, and I always hold that. I think that's the first time I had seen or heard of people throwing panties on the stage in Carnegie.
Carnegie, and that was a special situation, even though that venue wasn't built for that. You know what I'm saying? But we all had tuxedos on that night. Like, it was a special venue, even though like I said, them acoustics ain't built for no like soul band like that. But we made it work, baby. We made it work. You know what I mean?
So, you know, so let's move outside of that, you know. Now, as you had this experience playing with bigger people and you know, going to this school, now it went into what you wanted to play. What did you want to do outside of that? What was the Stacey Wade thing? What did Stacey Wade want to do for Stacey Wade's name when it came to this music outside of playing for the other people?
Well, yeah. And another good question, because you know that it's ever evolving as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest, I'm still defining myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly don't feel like I'm not close to my peak yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm still but to answer your question, man, you know, I do a little bit of, like I said, I started off singing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was around so many good singers coming up. I was kind of shy to sing out on have my own voice. But I was talking to my mentor Graves, and he was like, "Bro, you need to sing more. You need to use your voice more." You know what I'm saying? So, like, I would always just try to step out of my comfort zone, no matter how insecure I felt. You know what I'm saying? And thinking that I had I had a band called Soul Melodic.
Yes, you did.
When we was in Berklee, and I had my guy Clinton, Freddie Debo, Gabe, rest in peace, Gabe Jones. That's my guy, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? But I ended up writing a tune called Judy. You know what I'm saying? Which is, you know, happily one of my first singles. So like my thing was to get not necessarily from behind the piano, but to have my voice, because I'm a writer, and to write to sing my own songs, because you know, as a producer, it's cool producing. You know what I'm saying? I love the feeling of producing and creating, but sometimes can't anybody emote what you're trying to say but you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I know what I want to convey. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, like, you know, I was doing some singing, some playing, you know what I'm saying, and just trying to really dig into my style, which, you know, a lot of it's heavily influenced in jazz, heavily influenced in, like, you know, gospel. You know, it's a dash of classical there, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to put that all in the pot and see what that looked like for Stacey. You know what I'm saying? And hip hop too. I want to shout out my guy Demo. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a part of a production team. You know, called Mad Square. And we was producing tracks for like Roscoe P. Coltrane, real underground stuff, but I really cut my teeth on how to be a hip hop producer as well. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to put that in the mix and see how that looks for myself. Like one of my favorite singers to this day, and like I played for him once, and like, you know, I kind of roll in a similar circle, but like Bilal, you know what I'm saying? Those cats in New York, they was really doing something with that jazz, but it wasn't standards. You know what I'm saying? They was playing, they was making it for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They was making it like relevant for like today young dudes. You know what I'm saying? And like that, you know, I always saw myself in that direction too. So I hope I'm not all over the place, but I'm just trying to explain to you like my thought process as an artist. You know what I'm saying?
It all come together, man, and it's funny, man. That, you know, we were playing Bilal earlier because I knew how much you respected him, and also it was funny, man. I caught myself watching Kingdom Come, the movie Kingdom Come with and Cuba Gooding Jr. and Beyonce. And I know I had seen it a while ago, but I hadn't noticed that
Beyonce and Bilal got to join off that joint.
Yeah, I didn't realize that them two had did their little duet. Yeah, in the movie. He was in the movie. I was like, look,
I didn't know, but see, I ain't seen him. He was in the movie.
He was in the movie singing with her on stage.
Bro, you gonna make me watch this movie over again?
Come, yeah.
I didn't realize he was in the movie.
Yeah, man, Bilal. I remember being introduced to him when I was interning at Universal Records. This was before you got to Boston, and I remember that he had come out under Interscope, and they gave us his EP before they did the Firstborn Second album. And
Okay.
he actually had to go through something where, you know, when you heard that first EP, there was no boundaries. It was jazzed up. Then Interscope kind of stepped in and brought in Dr. Dre and all these other people so he could get more of a quote commercial feel. But I remember him first coming into the scene. I was literally interning at the record label when they started telling us about him.
Wow.
So I had heard about him, you know, and that's how I had first heard about old Glasper, because you know him and Glasper was tight.
Roommate, they was roommates in college.
And I remember meeting Glasper right when they first was starting, before he became Robert Glasper. It was like this little Houston kid. They got this Houston kid. It's interesting, man. You know, all the people that we either directly were dealing with or indirectly dealing with, just because we put ourselves out there. You know, and it's interesting, man. And one pivotal thing that you brought to my career was my first experience with a true passionate MD. You were my first official, like real like take it to heart MD, man. And you taught me a lot in that experience. You know, we first started in the studio. That's really where we met in the beginning.
You know, hey, you know, I still got a couple tracks on us that ain't nobody heard yet. You know, I still got some stuff in the vault.
I believe it, bro. You know, we got some stuff that's out there, stuff that ain't out there, man. One thing about you, man, is you can tell you really love music. You take it super serious, and when sometimes we know me, like, you know, there's a part of me that takes it, but there's a part of me that's into that party. And sometimes you convict me to get out the damn party.
Well, you was the front of the ship though. That was part of your job just as much. It was part of your job for you to lock in with me though. Yeah. You was the brand. You had to brand that shit too. You knew what it was. So yeah, I didn't fault you for that, but I thank God that when it was time to lock in, you went on ahead and locked in with me, because
bro, you helped me have a way deeper appreciation of the conviction of always, like, what you keep constantly saying is, I'm not at my peak. And I don't care if it's music or whatever your passion is, you should always feel like that till the wheels fall off. I'll probably be saying that shit at 75. I ain't reached my peak. And I hope so. You know what I'm saying? Because you can you got to be a student of this thing if you really say that's what you're gonna do, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the way I look at it sometimes, I'm not no dumb motherfucker. I could have been a doctor. You know what I'm saying? I could have been, you know what I'm saying, a scientist. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm a doctor and a scientist of this music thing. But I felt like when I took that oath, it just is what it is. You locked in now for good or for worse. You know what I'm saying? But you took that oath, and you better give 110%. And you know, it's interesting. The other powerful thing you just said is basically, I could be anything I put my mind to.
Exactly.
And I think that, you know, for us, because the way that I see us right now, we're the bridge between the elders and the youth. That's how I see where we're at in our lifetimes right now. And I think it's important for us to push on the youth right now that they can do anything they put their mind to, because people had to tell us that growing up in order for us to believe that. I know for me, it was always my mother. My mother, like, you can do whatever you want. And you keep telling somebody that, and then you believe it, that's a powerful mental place to be. It's a very powerful place to be, man. So it's cool that you got that locked in. And I you know, there's many reasons.
Can I just say something? Can I just say something for the people that's listening on? Mm-hmm. I still have to tell myself that too. You know what I'm saying? I still have to remind myself that, because it's so many distractions in the world. It's so many things that maybe I brought on myself, or, you know what I'm saying, maybe I ran into, like, that'll make you doubt yourself. So, like, I don't want to give the false misconception that I have that figured out, and I'm just, like, that confident at 100% all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's not life for me. Like, I still got to remind myself, yo, Stacey, you can be anything you want to be. Sometimes I have to remember, like, I have to look back on our time when we was playing, and, like, and look, man, y'all did that, and y'all kind of made a dent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can keep on doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
And
so
we
I just,
shall do it. We will
yeah,
continue. We shall proceed and
yeah,
continue to rock the mic. That's what
yeah,
we will do, man.
no
And it's
doubt.
interesting, man. It's like we will always be connected in the music, man, and we will always continue to put dance in the game, man. I firmly believe, and the dance will just get bigger and bigger with time. And our mission is never through, man. Our mission
No
is
doubt.
never through. Now, like so. Right at this point, as you move on and you keep doing what you do and keep putting music out there and being a part of things, when it's all said and done, what is the Stacey Wade legacy? What do you want the world? What do you want to leave the world? What is the Stacey Wade legacy?
Man, again, like that question, it's different from me every time. Like, every time because I'm still shaping it. You know what I mean? But I really want, man, I really want people to know, one, kind of like you said, and it kind of touched me, but because when I always hear it come, because we don't ever talk that deep, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, that man, when he was ready to go, he locked in, man, and he approached it from a way that, you know what I'm saying, it was brilliance in his approach. It was love, it was brilliance in his approach. You know what I'm saying? Two, I wanna be known as a dope songwriter. You know what I'm saying? I wanna be known as, like, yeah, he can write some songs now. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and yeah, just I just want to be known as, like, just a musician's, like, a musician's musician. You know
Mm.
what I mean? That, like, this man had love for this thing, and he kind of knew musicians all over the world. You know what I'm saying? And they might have other things to say about him too, but one thing that he can play.
That part. And that's
He
the
can
main
play.
part, ain't it? You would hope that that's the main part, right? Like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I do believe with all of us that has never been a question, man. Now tell the world, man, how do we get in touch with you? Like social media, email? How do people come into the world of Stacey Wade via online?
Well, of course, I'm on I'm on Facebook. You just look up Stacey Wade as my name. You know what I'm saying? I'm on Facebook. I currently just moved to Atlanta, so I'm doing some rebranding with the social media sites. But I still put up music on my Facebook, and I have the Wade56@gmail.com. That's my Gmail, and that's how I correspond. With a lot of gigs that I'm doing. But right now, as far as the social media construct, everything points to the Facebook right now because I'm in reconstruction because of the move and doing a little bit of rebranding. But
Do you
I'm
use
I'm pretty.
Instagram at all? Are you an Instagrammer or not really? No.
I have an Instagram, but I don't be on it like that, Jay. You know what I'm saying? But that's all that's going to change with this new rebranding. So I'm gonna have all that then. But now, as we proceeded, now everything going through the Facebook page. You know what I'm saying? And that's Stacey Wade. /Stacey Wade.
Hey,
But
y'all hear it, Hot Atlanta. Hot Atlanta. Stacey Wade is in the building, Hot Atlanta. So when y'all
yeah.
watch this down in Atlanta, y'all better know it's a real soldier in your streets right now. You better act like you know. You better act like you know. That's what I got to say to Hot Atlanta. That's what
No
I got
doubt.
to say to
No
them.
doubt.
And man,
Blessings.
hey, brother, I love you deeply, man. I love you deeply off and on the stage, man. You are
Yeah.
definitely somebody that has come into my world and it has a strong place at the round table.
I
You
appreciate
know
it.
what that is, man. And dog, this has been amazing, man. Thank you for the
Yeah.
gems. Thank you for the stories. For me, this show is about just showing people all the amazing people I've met on my journey, and you are definitely one of those people. And I
God
need the
bless.
world to know. This
God
is
bless.
something in my spirit right now. So it's
Yeah.
like, hey man,
God bless. I thank you for the opportunity, Jay. You know me and you gonna always be brothers, but I thank you for the opportunity to be on the platform, tell my little story, man. Just please, who all you listening, look out for me. As we from Memphis say, it's gonna get greater later. You know what I'm saying? Always, you know what I'm saying? And I'm in Decatur. You know what I mean? So just
Decatur,
hang
get
out with
greater
your
later
boy.
in Decatur. Yeah, get greater later in Decatur. Decatur, man. You know, shout out to the Dungeon family out there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Hey, man.
So
Hey,
thank you though, Jay.
many blessings, y'all. This is Jay Tronius. Today you got with the governor with my partner, Stacey Wade. Y'all be blessed. Stay less stressed, man. Love and light from the governor of the galaxy. And we out of here, fam.
Sway.